this is my note-taking video for a wrap-up video. I'm going to do a wrap-up video of just like a bunch of books that I have read over the last little while. Just not a number of books. And I mean, I think I can do it. I can include stuff that I've already done reviews of, and stuff that maybe will slip through the cracks and I won't actually get to. So I'm thinking I might have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 books. That might be excessive, and maybe some I should just chop out because for time, or for lack of having anything to say. There's some reason why some of the books got put through. I probably will start off. I'll try and do it like I'll try and do it kind of in roughly reverse chronological order. So starting with the with kind of the with the earliest books, and then kind of going up. You know, probably start off with the Akata Warrior series. And you see, one of the things I was hoping to do was just, I should just go to Goodreads, someplace where I can just like, just the bare. One of the reasons why I want to do this video is to just sort of force myself to actually get all the details, into one place onto my little pieces of paper here. I went into Goodreads. Oh, actually, that's a good thing to do is go to Goodreads, and go to that list, but the list doesn't give me all the details I need. Goodreads, and just sort of and sort of get all those details. Think about what I'm actually doing. Is this actually no, okay, I'm not even signed in. See, this is going to be one of these super I think it's under that. I hate it when stuff tries to makes me sign in. I think I put it under my. I did put it under that. All right. See, this is that stunning getting your reading done. So I'm going to go to my red. Even though I've actually just finished Quixote. I guess I can put Quixote on here too. That's 14 books. Man. That is... that's Salman Rushdie. And that is 2019. All right. And I was thinking about putting... Maybe I've only read... Well, maybe there only are at this point 2 Akata Witch. So the Akata Witch books, which are... Okay, let's start from here. The Akata Witch books, which... Akata Warrior and Akata Witch. Is number 1 is... I made a Coria for is 2011. And oh, I just did that. Akata Warrior. And then my Akata Warrior. See, this is all the really exciting stuff I do not want to include, which is 2017. And I should probably note that there's what the separation is between them. By Nydia Okorafor, who is definitely an author who, it's a YA fantasy novel that sort of breaks a lot of the rules, I'd say, of things. Is a and she is Nigerian American. And there's the Binti series, which I read, which also kind of breaks the rules of kind of that kind of fiction. So I actually have I recorded some kind of an essay on that, so I should go back and probably edit that and release that, and also use it as a thing to do that. I am going to skip shit actually, because I've done so much stuff on shit actually already. Oh, I actually have I have a Torrent LeBlanc, which I think I have to find out who translated my oh, actually it does say it there. Okay. Yes, Torrent LeBlanc, which is a part of my Don Quixote reading, which is by, yes, and it's translated by Robert S. Rudder, and it's a pretty recent translation that I was lucky to get off of the thing, but it was first published in 1490 posthumously, and is one messed up book. And then we got Don Quixote, which I've done 2 videos on, so less said the better. 1605, 1615, Heath Grossman doing the translation. I'll have to put probably just talk about how good of a translation it is, because it would be a good thing to say about that if you're doing a wrap up, is just like how really good. Still haven't read the introduction by Harold Bloom, but be that as it may. I'll skip The Glass Hotel. The Biggest Bluff by How I Learned to Pay Attention, Master Myself, and Win by Maria Konnikova, which is a 2020 nonfiction. Which, that it's nonfiction is probably notable in itself, in that I don't really read a hell of a lot of nonfiction, so that's a good thing to note in that. And just that it's kind of a weird kind of like self-help book. I'll put in question marks, as much as it's more, how to learn how to gamble, but I don't really know how to gamble. I don't really have much interest in it. The Awkward Black Man, which is short stories. And this is a 2020 collection. Short stories. Definitely an awkward black male perspective. I think I also have a translation of that. Not translation, I have a video of that somewhere. I was okay on it. I mean, I think with all sorts of short stories, there's some that hit more than others. It was okay. I'm always interested in Mr. Thing, Butter Honey Pig Bread, which is really good. It is a 2020 book. On Canada Reads. It's on Canada Reads. Go see all Onyx, whatever her name is, her review of it, because that was an awesome review. So I will track down her information. Onyx review. Go see the Onyx review. I think she helped me see probably even more than I initially got from it myself. It was like definitely, she had one of those magical experiences where it's like, this book was written for me, which is like, that is awesome. That's always so awesome to read. And like, I really enjoyed it, but it's like that apparently that was written for Onyx reads, which is awesome. The Gangster, which is number 6 in the Galactic Football League series, a SF sports series, which is always, Sigler is always doing fun stuff in that. I really enjoy that series. And that's a 2021. Wow. And then we get to Beeswing. See, I'm really glad I'm just doing, no offense, but I'm really glad that I'm doing it this way. No one's going to see this other than me, but so yeah, the next is Richard Thompson's memoir, Beeswing, Losing My Way and Finding My Voice, 1967 to 1975. When I heard this was coming out, I immediately did one of those pre-buy things so it could get dropped into my Kindle. I'm not going to bookstores still at the moment. And it's definitely a musician's memoir, more interested in kind of music and finding his musical voice. He's not an indiscreet guy. He's definitely someone who's kind of holding his cards close to his chest. I do wish there was a little bit more self-revelation, because it sounded like he was probably a pretty unpleasant guy to be around in his younger days, and he seems to have found maybe some equilibrium there, but you don't really get that's kind of held behind a bit of reserve. It's not as well written, and it's not like, it's not a transcendent classic like T.E. Lawrence's The Seven Pillars of Wisdom, but there's a strange thing about the voice there, and the kind of the idea of spirituality that actually makes it kind of akin to that. It's nowhere near as well written. I mean, that would be an incredibly high bar to pass. It's interesting. It's probably more interesting for Richard Thompson fans, maybe Fairport Convention fans, even though I don't think you're going to learn a ton of new stuff from Richard Thompson there. But yeah. And so, how to pronounce knife is the next one. How to pronounce knife, where I'm going to have to learn how to pronounce Sukovamham Thamavogosa. That's my biggest note for myself, is get a sound file, get sound clip, and learn how to pronounce fucking names of authors, because nothing says white privilege more than butchering someone's name. I will still butcher it, but at least I will make my own kind of valiant effort of doing that. That is a 2020 collection of short stories of kind of trying to think. It's immigrant stories of kind of Lao people in what seems to be a recognizable, I think, Canada. It's the thing with like this and The Awkward Black Man. It's like I have vague things like the title story, How to Pronounce Knife, is about how to pronounce, like a little girl going to her immigrant father's like, how do you pronounce knife? And it's knife, obviously, and her going to school and being corrected and and her arguing kind of to protect her father over that, and that kind of a feel. of things. Yeah. Focus on a character struggling to find the bearings in unfamiliar territory or shuttling between items and cultures and values. Um, yeah, I mean, for myself, I found it, like it was a really well done example of kind of immigrant experience in other countries, in another country. Um, I didn't find it notable. And I mean, this is someone who's like, I don't have the signifiers. I don't have that connection to this culture. My parents were immigrants, but they were immigrants from England and Scotland. So obviously I have a very much different experience of Canada myself. So, but I don't know if it pierced that for me as something that was like significant. It, I mean, I think, let me take a look. I think this won the freaking Giller Prize. Yeah, it's like it won the Giller Prize. So a lot of people thought it was a hell of a lot better than I did. Um, so yeah, I didn't find it that it rose above kind of really well done, well done. But won the Giller Prize, so I'm very very open to the possibility that I missed it. Yeah, the 2020 Giller Prize. So, but yeah, nothing lodged in my head at this moment. But that could also just be the thing of whole thing of short stories, and short stories are tricky. Oh God. Okay, Butterfly Lampshade. We've got to speed this up because I got to go for lunch. Butterfly Lampshade by Amy Bender is a 2020 book. I think it's her first novel in 10 years. Didn't read that, whatever the last one was, though it had a 10 years. Really small, but I appreciated its smallness. I think it won me over with how small and micro-focused it was of this thing between a mother and a daughter. Memory and mental illness. With beautiful writing. Could have been twee, but stayed on the right side of it. On yes, travels in a memory tent on her balcony. Yeah, obviously it stuck with me. It's funny, I you compare things and it's like, oh, okay, I can see me yakking on about that. Detransition Baby by Tori Peters, which with trans woman, former trans woman, and girlfriend, and and cis woman is the word I'm looking for. Yeah, heard about that from Sean the Book Maniac. That's another review to actually point people towards who raved. Books that kind of, it's one of those books that helps you kind of go, oh, this helps me see life more clearly. Or helps me see, yeah, helps me see life so complicated and messy. Hopefully more insight and compassion. Yeah, that was a good book. It's one of those ones of, should I do a review on it or should I not? I do not know. I do not know. And in the Labyrinth of Drakes, number 4 in the Memoirs of Lady Trent, which is kind of a, it's a fantasy Victorian, put in quotes, it's not Victorian, but it's a Victorian lady scientist whose field of study is dragons. And that it's, the focus isn't actually fantasy, as it is much more about the science, the politics, and a bit of romance. Yeah, really enjoyed that. Okay. And then the Rhythm of War. Rhythm of War, of things I really have nothing to say about. It's homework. Just you have to have homework for this. Kind of lost interest. Still, well done if you like the stuff. But it's like that was 57 plus hours of listening that I'm never going to get back. Yeah. That'll be my quick hot take on that. So I, bury it at the very back of the thing. And then Quixote, which is very appropriately meta, considering it's coming from Rushdie. Coming from Rushdie reacting to the one of the originators of meta, Cervantes. Overload, lists, fantasy, surreal. Angela Carter, actually. Angela Carter in places. Okay. Well, thank you for letting me you probably tuned out of this a while ago. Okay, that's me doing my homework. See, that's 20 minutes of me doing homework for a wrap-up video, which is either going to be much longer or it's probably going to be much longer. Shit. That's the thing is I look at this and I think, damn, that's just me listing out what I'm doing, looking it up, and having brief little synopsis, little note synopsis, not me letting my hair down and really yakking about it. And it's already this is going to be like a 25-minute video. And, well, that's okay, because I don't want anyone to watch any of my videos anyways, so why would I worry? But it's a good exercise for me. A good let's get everything out and clear everything, which I'm continually doing because there's continually more stuff coming in, which that is my own choice. I was editing my Better Living Through Technology video, and it's like, hey, I don't have to do stuff. I can make choices, and I could make choices to read less and just kind of work on the stuff that I've already read. I could do that. I'll have to think about that because, I finished my audiobooks. My library is doing a thing where it's shifting over from one thing to another. So I theoretically could just stop audiobooks for the next little bit and just focus on Stoner and The Rivers of London, which I'm reading at the moment as my bedtime reading. And then just sort of get some of my videos done. All right. That's a little slice of being a booktuber, doing the homework before making the even longer, more mind-numbingly banal video, which is what I'm probably going to do. Not today. All right, more videos later.